Okay.
Wow,
Need a break.
Looks great. Who named them cowlicks? Is it because cows have big tongues and it's like
if a cow licked your head?
This is the point in the blow dryer where you just start to like think about your life.
My grandma's calling me right now.
Hi, Amanda.
I'm filming a YouTube video right now. Can I call you back after? Hi guys, welcome back to OUAI's YouTube channel.
I'm Irinel.
And I'm Amanda.
And today we're gonna show you guys how to get these bouncy blowouts using the OUAI volume spray.
We both have super different hair types, so we're gonna show you how volume spray works on curly hair versus straighter, frizzy hair.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna walk everyone through some pretty good techniques on like how to get the most body for your specific hair type, you know, techniques to make sure you get those little baby hairs down, and how to get the most body when you do it yourself, because it's obviously a lot harder to do it on your own versus when someone else does it.
Yeah.
So I feel like you guys might learn a thing or two by watching, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So my hair is naturally very curly, and I feel like it takes a lot more to get it smooth and voluminous than someone with like more wavy, straighter hair like Amanda.
I have wavy but frizzy hair, and it can get a little flat sometimes because I get a keratin treatment to help with my frizz, but then that like kills my volume. So I like a little bit more life in my hair.
So to start, I'm gonna just use some alligator clips. I'm just gonna walk you guys through how I section my hair. I feel like, I don't know if you section it any different, but for me, I like 3 sections.
Ooh,
like
fancy.
Starting behind my ear. And I just you can either use like a tail comb or a clip. I prefer these alligator clips just because they grip my hair better. And
agreed.
Oh, actually, we have to spray the volume spray.
I was just gonna say, like, are you gonna put the product down? I was actually wondering. So the volume spray really coats your hair shaft and makes it thicker. So I use quite a bit of it, definitely on my root, but then I go all through to my ends because it makes my hair really shiny.
I don't really use too much. It depends. I feel like for today, I'm gonna probably want like a pretty voluminous blowout, so I'm gonna use a little bit more. Since my hair is a bit thicker and curly, I naturally have a bit more body, but I love this stuff because it's buildable, and there's also like barely any alcohol in it. So it doesn't, and it's not starchy. So when you're done blowing your hair out, it doesn't leave it feeling kind of weird and sticky. So I'm not afraid to use a lot of it. I'm not afraid to use a little bit of it. It's, you know. Again, the alligator clips, I'm just gonna go in and section my hair into 3.
I section my hair a little differently. I usually just go from my ear back, and then this is my first section. And then I work my way up my head. And I end it in a mohawk section, which I'll show you once we get there.
And I'm just gonna go in, separate 3 sections right behind my ear. That's kind of the sectioning there.
It's a clean line.
And then what I do is I just clip this up in the back so it's tucked away and it's easy. And then I typically start with the front just because these baby hairs are not gonna lay themselves.
We're like polar opposites of each other. I start in the back, she starts in the front. Should we start?
Yeah, let's start.
What heat do you use? Do you go like full blown?
I probably shouldn't, but I do. I'm gonna do probably high heat and maybe medium speed. I feel like when I use like high speed, my hair sometimes blows all over the place. And with like really thick and curly hair, I feel like high heat, low speed, and just like making sure you're going through nice and slow gives you a nice like smooth finish, and also gives you like tons of body.
Yeah, I usually use like medium. My hair's like, doesn't require as much heat. It'll straighten out pretty well. It's more like, if I use too high of heat, it dries too quickly and then I can't get the volume into it. So I'm gonna go a little lower.
What brush are you gonna use?
I'm gonna start out just like rough drying it a little bit, and then I'm gonna use a big brown brush. Oh,
wow, twins.
Okay, should we start?
Yeah, let's start. Oh wait, hold on. What? So I have to walk everyone through how to get these little baby hairs. Okay, so I typically just leave the section down and I'll grab pieces and I basically just like wrap my hair around the brush, and then I go in and I just make sure I'm hitting it nice and slow, making sure you don't burn yourself.
That's such a good technique.
Yeah, and then just kind of like point downwards and follow the brush. And then you just kind of continue that around the perimeter of your hairline, and yeah, that's it.
So I'm like the opposite. So once I start going, after I rough dry it a little bit, I'm gonna use my brush and actually brush my hair upwards because I don't have as many baby hairs to tame and I want like as much volume as possible. So I'm gonna like literally do the opposite of you.
Yeah, you'll probably get a ton of body like that.
Yeah, that's the plan. You know, just trying to look like a Texas girl. Need a break.
Looks great.
So now that I've gotten my roots pretty dry and I use that like upward motion, now I'm gonna separate my hair into 2 sections, just right down the middle, and bring it forward just to make it easier for me. And then I'm gonna work on drying from here down and still trying to get volume, but I mostly want the volume at my roots, and then I want more of like a smoother, bouncy blowout elsewhere.
I'm gonna start. I mean, I guess I can do the other side, actually. Never mind, scratch that. I did the hairline, which is the most important part. I feel like everything else can probably wait. So I'm just gonna do the hairline on the other side.
Dry, I like to leave it in the brush and just hold the dryer on it to kind of like set the, not really a curl because I'm using a large brush, but just a little bit of a bend at the ends and throughout. And then when I release it, it has a little flip.
That's cute. So I did my hairline and then I just pinned everything back. So I'm gonna come back to that just because I wanna make sure I'm getting tons of body, and I'll walk you guys through how to do that. So I'm just gonna start with the very back of my hair. I took everything down and then I'm gonna take a section and I can just use my fingers. I'm probably gonna just be at the nape of my neck, just like that. And then I'm just gonna pin it up and start with the bottom and then work my way up to the top and then finish with all this here.
So now we're kind of in the same region?
Yes. Exactly. And then you parted it down the middle, right? And brought it forward.
I just kind of like split it and bring it towards the front just because it's like so much harder to try and work in the back of my head. So I try and work towards the front of me.
Yeah. And then I'm still using an Ibiza brush, but I'll probably toggle between these 3 brushes. I love using this brush too, just on the ends because it gives me a nice like, I don't know, I feel like it's just easier to work with sometimes. Like I love the grip on these, but this just kind of, the center, it's a ceramic brush, obviously. So the middle heats up, so you can get a nice like round curl on the ends too. And I feel like with my hair type, it's sometimes easier and it gives me a smoother finish. So you'll probably see me work between those 2.
I love a ceramic brush for curly hair. Just like almost works like a flat iron on your hair. Like really seals the cuticle down.
Yeah, it does. And then these I use on my roots too, and these are like magic.
Looks good.
So this is kind of just the first section with this brush. And I feel like the very bottom of my neck, like I don't like to do too much body just because you also don't want to look like
helmet head.
Yeah, like a helmet head. So you kind of want your volume to start right by your ear.
Okay, so I had to take down a little more hair because my section wasn't big enough, but let's get back into it.
I feel like now with this section, instead of like angling everything down, I'm starting to work my way up the head. So we want a little bit more body. So instead of going straight up like this, I'm just gonna bring the hair out this way. Okay. But it's also just like modern volume. I feel like we wanna keep it chic.
Yeah.
Like sexy. Modern, chic, sexy volume, not like Buffon.
Yeah.
Like.
Not like my mom's hair at her wedding.
Oh, okay.
All right, making some progress. Okay, so I'm gonna do my next section now, which is, wow, so many clips in here. This is my most important section. So I do the mohawk section, which is basically from like here back, and I separate that out, and I do that last. So I'm gonna separate that section and then do everything else before.
There's a lot of little tricks that happen on set for photo shoots and videos and stuff. Sometimes a model will literally have like 2 of these clips in the back of her head to like push,
like push it all forward.
Just like that. Yeah. And we'll like clip it here because she's taking photos from the front. So look at all that body. I mean, obviously it looks crazy right now, but
that's not like your everyday volume, but with volume spray, you can fake it and get as much hair as possible without having to, you know, do our on-set tricks. But the last section takes me the longest. That's because I don't stress the bottom and the underneath and the back as much as like the top is what people see. That's like what frames your face. So I spend the most time on that, and I kind of just like breeze through the rest of it because it's hidden.
You don't really see it. With these 2 sections, I obviously have to go over these guys, but one trick that I love to do to get the very back, because obviously if you like part it down the middle and you're working your way through like this, you're gonna have like a small section in the back that's kind of a bitch to get.
Sometimes I have that problem.
Yeah, so as you guys can see how it's like kind of smooth here and pretty curly and frizzy here. One thing I like to do, you can even spray a little bit of this stuff in there, just right in the middle to make sure it's saturated. I'll take a brush and I basically just take that section and wrap it around my brush like this. And then I take the blow dryer and I just kind of go through and make sure all that is getting hit with heat. And then it'll make sure that you have a nice smooth finish right at the root.
So what are you doing on this section? Because are you like trying to get max volume, or what's your...
Yeah, I'm not trying to look crazy, but I definitely want volume. So I'm gonna just take this top section right here and just blow this all up and forward. Because then that way, I don't know if you talked about it, but then that way when it comes down, you kind of get a nice lift at the root.
Yeah, I do that same thing. Okay, so I'm starting on my top section. I'm gonna work from the back forward. I'm just gonna over direct everything down and back. So then when I flip it back, it'll have a lot of volume and movement. Are you doing the same thing still? Sort of. Yeah, she's getting there. Our clients are always complaining about like they don't want to blow dry their own hair and it takes so long and it's so hard. What are like what do you feel like are like the mistakes that people make?
I feel like not using clean sections really messes you up.
Yeah, it gets tangled.
Yeah, it gets tangled.
I
If
agree.
you're just like going in and just like trying to blow dry anything and everything, you're gonna end up with like a bird's nest. Even if that means like clipping it away while you're doing like right now I'm doing the front section.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for the back to get like mixed
the
in with
way.
the front. So like I'll take it and you can even just use a clip
Yeah.
and clip it here, but make sure it doesn't leave a dent. Like when you take the clip out, just check to make sure there's no dent. All right, so I'm starting with my front section. I know you guys probably remember I did my whole hairline, so I'm gonna start with this. And it's really important to make sure that we're starting to work our way out this way. Not really down, but out this way, because it's gonna make sure that you're getting the nice volume that we're kind of looking for. And now I'm gonna go in and just spray it just a little bit to make sure it's a little damp with the volume spray and make sure it's pretty saturated. And I'm going on with my fingers.
Same thing. Yeah, this is where I like the most movement, and these pieces have dried out a bit, so.
Yeah, and why not?
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah, I have like so much bounce. This is like...
Oh wait, you're like almost done.
I have 2 sections left.
Wow.
Okay.
Guys, look at the difference.
Whoa. So much volume.
Oh.
So much volume.
Yeah, I feel like the key to getting tons of volume up top especially is making sure you're directing the way in the opposite direction that you want it to go. So like here, I'm directing it forward because when this drops, I want this to go back and have like a nice, just tons of body.
So I'm clipping this section out of the way that I just did because I need to focus on my front piece a little more and I don't want it to get in my way. So in the front, I have cowlicks all over. So what I like to do is brush my hair this way and then I brush it this way and it kind of like gets rid of those and then I go in with my round brush. So
how do you think cowlicks came about?
I have no idea, but they are like
literally
the worst thing ever.
No, but like who named them cowlicks? Is
I
it
think
because cows have big tongues and it's like
if a cow
went in
licks
and
your
licked
head, that's
it
what
just
it
stayed
look
like that?
Yeah.
The term cowlick originates from the domestic bovine's habit of licking its young, which results in a swirling pattern in the hair.
Wow.
Wow, great.
Interesting.
This section I'm blow drying forward. I'm gonna spray a little of this.
I'm letting this section cool in this position for a second because then when I flip it back, it'll give me a, whoa, wow, okay. A lot of volume.
Are you done?
Yeah, pretty much.
Looks really good.
So much volume.
This is the point in the blow dry where you just start to like think about your life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like, did I really need this blowout? But you did.
How far off are you from finishing? It's just...
This is the home stretch.
But this is gonna go forward and just point it down.
Wow. Wow.
Crazy.
I kind of love it.
No, this is
I feel
not
like now
how
we
it's
just
gonna
need to
stay,
like
guys.
finish it.
Yeah, no, this is not how it's gonna stay. I'm gonna go back in, just smooth out the ends, and smooth all this out. I like to twirl the brush. Twirl the brush. Or twist it.
Ooh, cute. Cute.
Okay.
So since volume spray is like our prep product, but what do you use on your blowouts like once you're done, like your finishing product? Like, what's your next step?
Probably finishing cream, just
Ooh.
to like set it. Maybe
Okay.
like a dime size.
Yeah.
That's a dime, right?
Yeah, not too much. Okay, so I'm like a texturizing spray kind of girl. I want to like get even more life into my blowout and a little more grit now, because the volume spray makes my hair so soft and smooth and voluminous, but then the texture spray just adds a little bit of grit. So I like to just butterfly that into my hair. Wow, it smells so good.
Nice. I'm gonna go in,
Yeah.
put it into my hands, and just smooth everything down a little bit.
I just like to work all the product and volume into my hair. Wow. Do you like my blowout?
Yeah. Wow, it looks really good.
Wow. I love yours with the side part.
Voluminous.
So cute with like a little tuck.
Yeah, a little
Ooh.
tuck situation.
Love.
I feel like that always works well with like side parts. I love using the finishing cream just because it's like, they always say it's like a lotion for your hair. And I feel like that's exactly what my hair needs, especially after a blow dry. Just because it adds like moisture, it tames down like a lot of the flyaways and to make sure that it's moisturized but not making it feel too heavy. So, yeah.
Okay, so this is my finished look.
And this is mine.
Bouncy blowouts all around.
Wow, I feel like the volume spray really came through.
Volume spray, I hooked it up because my hair is just like, does not have this kind of bounce if I don't use it. Like it ends up just falling limp and flat and
Right.
ugh.
I feel like it'll help you. The volume spray will definitely help you get the body that you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's easier when someone else does it for you.
Yeah.
So
way
when you
easier.
so when you do it yourself, it doesn't have to necessarily be perfect, because I feel like even right now, like for someone with super curly hair to now, it looks decent, but even if you wanted to like touch it up a little bit with like a large barrel curling iron,
Yeah.
and just kind of like go through on the ends to make sure it's a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
And even for like these flyaways, you can even use like hairspray on a toothbrush, or you can even use like
a pomade.
like a pomade,
Yeah.
like the Way Matte pomade, or even like a curling iron. You can use like the surface of an iron and just kind of like pass through it lightly over the top to make
Yeah.
sure that all those hairs are tamed.
Blow drying is hard. It's really hard. Like blow drying your own hair is not easy. It takes time, but using good products help speed up the process and just make it easier for you. Because if you're not using a product that's gonna thicken your hair strands, you're not going to get as much volume as you could without one. So if you use the right products and just like use the right techniques, clean sections like we talked about, you'll get there. Just practice.
Hopefully you guys learned something.
Yeah, I learned something.
I learned something too.
I always learn stuff from Irinel. She's the best. You have to follow her if you don't already. Her Instagram, they're gonna put it below.
And you're gonna follow Amanda Lee Hair. Wherever you see me, you'll probably see her
Yeah.
because we're always together.
Yeah, basically.
If you guys made it this far and watching,
Thank you
You're a
for
real one.
watching.
thanks for watching.
Let us know what you think of our blowouts and our technique, and if we helped you, and
Yeah, let us know in the comments below what you guys think and if you guys have any questions.